All right, ladies and gents, we teased it on the top of the episode. We have a big guest for you. We got Trent Atia. He's the founder of the BookItSports app. He is big time on the sports gambling TikTok. If you're not following him, go follow him. Book It with Trent on both Twitter and TikTok. How you doing tonight, Trent?
I'm doing great. I could be better, actually. I just literally lost 3 units on a no-run first inning bet. First strike of the World Series over the fence. Thanks, Soler.
Yeah.
Classic.
Well, we are Cardinals fans, so Soler has haunted us for a while now. So we can definitely empathize with that. So, yeah, man, like I said, appreciate you coming on. We've been following you on TikTok for a while. That's how we first found you. So kind of we'll just talk about that. Like, your rise to TikTok fame, how it came about. Was it just kind of random, or was it like a planned marketing strategy of yours, or kind of how'd that come about?
Yeah, honestly, it was pretty random. As you know, I'm the founder of the BookItSports app, and the BookItSports app is a social media platform for sports bettors to interact and engage. And it's literally the reason why I came onto TikTok is because posting a TikTok video onto the BookItSports app is a lot easier to do than posting one in your camera roll. And so, like, I was forced kind of at the beginning of Book It when it first came out to make TikToks, then to post onto the Book It app. And then the TikTok loop or the viral loop just started like picking up my videos, and like people just started really fucking with my videos and shit. And that's when I realized, like, okay, I need to really like focus and put time and effort into, building a presence on TikTok. And, kind of just took off after a couple videos that really resonated with people, like throwing the rent on a Colts +4, like shit like that. That's just like stupid, but is relatable, and like that's what everyone talks about in their group chats all day long. So it's like, I'm just kind of making content out of just everyday situations in sports betting that everyone goes through.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of crazy how the algorithm works, picks up things like that. Going off, I guess, the Book It Sports app and TikTok, a lot of people can just, so easy, just like a video and scroll on by. Have you seen like a lot of like uptick in downloads in the Book It Sports app? Like, I guess consistent with how many likes you've gotten on TikTok too?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just for example, just the last like even 3 days, I don't know if anyone was aware of like the beef, I guess you might call it, on
Yeah.
on Twitter I had with like Kelly in Vegas, but like that, you know, got me in the middle of just like, a weird situation with like people with a lot of followers, and that somehow, some way, I don't know how it directed to more app downloads, but like just simply the brand exposure, of getting the name of Book It out there, uh, any way you can, whether it's through TikToks, Twitter, on Instagram. That's why I'm building a lot of a presence on multiple platforms rather than just TikTok, because it is working. It's literally just like free marketing, and that's what Book It is all about. It's not about, like making money off everyone coming to the app. It's just building a place where everyone can come together and interact and talk about sports betting, because when you go on TikTok and Twitter, it's very just all over the place, and it's just not like the content that you would want to see, where rather than you have a community, a whole app devoted to just sports betting, and that's what everyone's talking about, not anything else besides that.
Yeah, so I've had the app downloaded for a while now, and I've really loved what you're doing there. I think a lot of our followers and people who listen to the show don't really know a lot about it. So, like you said, you've been doing a lot of like not just I also saw your Twitter followers have like spiked crazy over like the last like handful of days. Like I think you tweeted out a few days ago, like holy shit, we hit 10K. Like that's wild. So
Yeah,
social media is a very powerful tool, but
very.
I really like the idea of creating a community for sports gambling. So just talk a little bit about like what the Book It Sports app is, what it's all about, and kind of the purpose. And really, I'm curious as how it got started,
Yeah, for
and like
sure.
how this idea kind of came about.
Well, it really came about when I was going into my senior year at TCU, when I was there, and I just started to see how like all my peers in my frat and like just on campus and amongst other fraternities as well, like how much they were betting on sports and how much more they were engaged into watching the game when there was money on the line. And this was right around when sports betting was just about to become legal, and like PASPA was getting lifted in 2018. And so I was like, if this shit goes legal, like this is going to blow up. I mean, look at how much people bet on sports right now, and it's like literally legal in 2 states. Imagine once it's legal in half the country or more, it's going to explode. And so that was, I wanted to change something about this industry of sports and media because those are my two passions. And when PASPA was lifted, I was like, this is something is in this industry that could be revolutionized, but what is it? And I just like watched my peers and saw how they consume content and interact with other sports bettors on a daily basis. And it was just a very complicated process of jumping from platform to platform and just multiple different ways of messaging and talking to one another and sharing picks and information. And on top of that, you have people who pay for picks, and a lot of these people who sell picks are fraudulent cappers. And that was also another problem I recognized. So like the problem of not being able to get just a bunch of content just in one consolidated place, and people taking advantage of new sports bettors and being fraudulent by selling picks and selling the two different sides of the same game and stuff like that. Bunch of combination of that is really what led to Book It. I was like, how is there not a place where sports bettors can come together and interact? So I came up with that idea in the summer of going into my senior year. And, I asked and talked to a couple of my professors and peers about, is this an idea you would suggest I go through with? And they were all like, this is a really good idea. I think you should give it a shot. And so that kind of gave me the green light to really move forward with it and haven't looked back since.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. I love the fact you kind of ran with that. Came with in college because that's where we really got into sports gambling as well. More Travis, and I'll kind of let him dive into that. But he's the one that got me, my little brother got me into sports gambling. So I love that's kind of where it all began.
Where it all starts.
Yeah,
of course. You don't have any money, so why not gamble away the money that you don't have?
Exactly.
But going on top of that, a little bit venturing outside, you talked about your whole beef that you had on Twitter this last week, the mommy daddy parlay, all that. And what kind of really has, I'm not going to not really say made you blow up, but kind of the stigma around you, and you have it in your bio, is the fade god. And the fact that you've embraced that and everything. What do you feel about that, to get your honest thoughts?
I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I swear the stupidest shit like tonight happens to me. Like you can't script that shit. People think like, oh, I secretly had money on the year fee. Like I swear, genuinely thought this was going to be a no-run first inning game. And then like everyone was like, oh, bet you first at bat home run. I'm like, oh, wouldn't that be something? And what do you fucking know? It's just like there's nothing I can do about it. Like I genuinely post these pics so I can like get hyped after they hit, like rub it in everyone's face, and they just don't fucking hit, man.
So are you smashing the theory that you put these picks out so everyone tails, but on the other side you're really on the other side of the pick?
And that's a very confusing thing, because like I don't want people to lose money, like, and so it's contradictory if I'm posting my plays and saying like, yo, this is a lock. Like, as the consumer, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to tail it, or are you supposed to fade it? And that's like, I kind of let them decide, because I'm trying to win money. Like I post my picks, I show all the unit size. Like I want to end the day in the green, like, so it's a confusing thing.
So every pick you put out, you're that amount of units on that game, all in.
Yes.
Sure.
No, I don't post games that I don't have money on.
No, that's amazing. I mean, the fact you've embraced it, I think, has really become, just like on TikTok, like people like commenting like, what was it the other night? You said, I think you said Seahawks +4. People were like, oh, that's it. Or last night, hammering, Saints -4.
Yeah.
But you got that one. You fucking nailed Sunday Night Football. You had Colts money line, right?
Colts at not even the +4 money line.
Hell yeah, dude. That was a hell of a play. I mean,
sometimes I can go on a hot streak, like the Nerfy streak I had. Which is where like kind of my TikTok following like really, really started with this account, Book It with Trent. I was on the Book It Sports TikTok for the last like year, but like I made it a separate account just because I didn't want Book It to be all about me losing picks. That could be my own thing. Book It is a platform, not my losing picks. But yeah, no, I had a Nerfy streak. I was 14-0, when I first started this account, and like that, I was like kind of nerfy god for like 2 weeks, and then I fucking lost. Like I went to Maui. I swear, ever since I came back
That's what
from
it was. I
Maui
saw
back in
is
May.
you were like I'm about to sweat this nerfy out on a plane or something like that. You were flying somewhere.
Yeah. That was the last. That was the end of the streak. That one. That was the last win, and then did the fucking Diamondbacks Brewers game. I'll never forget it. So pissed. And I swear, that's when I became the fade god. After I came home from Maui, nothing has been the same since.
And then you just went on what month and a half of just losing picks.
Yes,
so at the same
dude.
time, it's like realistically, like how do you just lose so much money and then
because I usually hit like 1 or 2 lays throughout the week that usually pays and covers the losses, or at least a significant damage of it. But like I'll have like 2 weeks ago, I had a ridiculous week and I was up like 26 units, go down 20 units the next week. It's just a constant wave. I'm definitely down long term. Like I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm not down, especially the last like 4 or 5 months. But I mean, like it's really not that bad. It's just a constant wave of winning and losing, winning and losing, winning and losing. But definitely down, definitely down.
I feel like that's just sports betting as a whole. Like if you're gonna sit here and tell me that someone's been gambling for 6 years and you've won $100,000, it's gonna be I'm gonna call you a liar.
Yeah, you're capping.
Like we've been doing this for a long time, and Travis finally found a slant this summer that kind of made us blow up a little bit with he was doing strikeout props in Major League Baseball, and we won like 70 units on those. But before that, baseball was fucking terrible for us. Like we couldn't figure out baseball for shit, and he finally figured out the K prop slant.
That's a nice slant.
It was wild. It was like daily. Like you could just I'd throw units at it and we'd win every day, probably for like I don't know 45 days in a row. We were just
who's your go-to guy?
I would say one of the main ones was Zach doing Zach Greinke's under was huge lock. Actually, dude couldn't strike out Helen Keller if he tried. And then it really just depended. Like I would look up
Robbie Ray was a big
Robbie Ray's overs were good.
Yeah, Robbie Ray.
Mainly I would just look up like who was shitty, who always struck out, and a pitcher that had a high amount of Ks and whatever gave like a favorable number. We took, or vice versa, and it worked. So but now we're fading into playoffs, and it's just way too difficult.
Way too difficult.
Much bigger beast.
Yeah,
so hard.
So like you created this sports game in the community, and like you said, like you'll have a great week, but then that'll offset a shitty week you had a week before, or you'll have a great week and then it gets offset by a shitty week. Like kind of how we view sports gambling. I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, do you like want people to get into this thing more because like I think it's an entertainment aspect. Like I'd give a shit less last night about the Saints Seahawks, but we had some plays, we had some tackle props going on. We were watching up to the very last second because dude, we've been hammering, we've been killing tackle props. But
that's awesome.
Dude, so we had tackle. It's like because someone can get a tackle with 8 seconds left in the game and that shit hits like to the very last second. So do you think that's like a big reason why sports gambling is such a big thing? Is because it gives you skin of the game when otherwise you wouldn't give a shit?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think the numbers, whatever the numbers were for Monday Night Football last night, would not be the numbers if betting was what it was 2017. No shot, no chance. There's literally statistical data that proves like week 1 of 2019 versus 2018, like the jump was like 87%. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah,
and it's kind of wild to me how every state hasn't legalized sports gambling. Being in Missouri, we are one of them, and it kind of sucks. Luckily, we are like a hop, skip, jump away from the state line to where we can go place bets over in Illinois. But it's kind of crazy because I mean you're just it's a market where you just win money, and that's all
exactly, dude. It'll happen eventually. I mean, literally every month, I swear, there's new states just legalizing it. So, I mean, I think amongst the last, there's going to be 4 or 5 that just aren't going to do it for quite some time. I think California being one of them. I don't know about Missouri, really. I think you guys, I would assume
we're close.
We're
close. Yeah. Like we were supposed to like have a big legislation on it in 2020, spring of 2020, but COVID happened. They shut down the legislative sessions, kind of got pushed back. I would imagine. I think it'll be happening before the end of 2022. I hope so anyway.
That would be hype. I know
Yeah.
our boy Nicky will be stoked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you guys ever in town, we'll have to go grab some beers and bet on some games together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So are you
So-
out in Vegas right now? Did I see that? Is that where you're living?
We're moving to Las Vegas at the end of November. That's when our lease starts. So we were in Reno, Nevada, for a year and a half. That's where we started Book It. That's where we launched it. We went through an accelerator program there, and then we left Reno, found a place in Vegas, but the lease doesn't start till end of November. So right now we're in California, Newport Beach, where I grew up, where I'm from, until end of November. So pumped to move to Vegas. We have a nice
Awesome,
office
dude.
there. The accelerator program that we joined back in Reno extended its branch to Las Vegas. So they have a nice like center that we're going to be based out of, and we're super pumped.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Dude, love Vegas. I was there this summer, and
Electric.
it's a different I think high when you when you gamble like on a mobile app versus when you go to an actual book and walk up to the window.
I love it. I love having the ticket. I love the whole experience.
Yeah. Get the cash right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So so we'll talk about one more thing for you. We want to get some picks from you for the weekend. But sports gambling, it's obviously becoming a crowded space with Barstool, Bleacher Report betting, all these big, media conglomerates that are really kind of spearheading this thing. How do you, as Book It or someone, even like us, how do you stand out in such a crowded media space like sports gambling?
That's a very good question. I think it's just like that sense of community, and because all the other, Goliaths all have an agenda, and that agenda is to simply get you to deposit, and that's not our agenda. Like, we're not a book, and so being a brand that's relatable and that people want to be a part of, similar to what Barstool does with their, cult following. But I just see an opportunity to provide a place for people to talk about what they love on a daily basis and have a different agenda than all the other brands. And our agenda being bringing everyone together. I came when I first came up with Book It, BET, bet, bring everyone together. That was the first thing. I was like, that's genius. I have to use that. Definitely did not ever end up using it. But that's our overall goal, is simply to just provide that. And I think that's how we separate ourselves from everyone else, because we don't have any other agenda. And obviously we want to establish good relationships with the sports books and be able to provide, features on our app that are going to enhance your gambling experience. But at the same time, at the end of the day, our agenda is just to bring everyone together. And I just try to make content that I know everyone goes through on a daily basis when they're gambling on sports.
Absolutely, man. I think it's awesome. I know you guys are on the Apple App Store, so everyone listening, go download BookItSports app on the Apple App Store. Are you on Google Play, Android, all that stuff?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So go download that app. It's a great app. Like you said, it's a sports gambling community. Don't have to wade through all the bullshit on Twitter and things like that to see who everyone's tailing, who everyone's fading that night. But with that being said, we got to get some famous Trent picks here. We got to get some Fade God picks. What are some favorite Halloween weekend? We got college football Saturday, NFL Sunday on Halloween. What do you liking this weekend?
Yeah, let me pull up the slate here real quick. Well, I have a play for Thursday that I absolutely love. Let's start with that.
All right, let's hear it.
The very highly anticipated Thursday night football game between the Packers and the Cardinals. I know we got some injuries on the Pack, but I am unleashing the boats on Packers plus 6.5. For sure.
Even with the latest news with Lazard being out too?
Yes.
I love it.
That is
You're not worried about Aaron Rodgers having no weapons?
That is too many points for that bad man Aaron Rodgers. That is too many points.
I think if anything too, all these injuries are going to make people bet more on the Cardinals, which is the reason why you just got to go with the Pack.
Got to go with the Pack. Have to go with the Pack.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, so that's that pick for Thursday. Haven't looked into too much on the college football slate yet because I am absolutely horrific. I give away money on Saturdays. It is a sure thing. Donations every Saturday, dude. I swear, bro, I'll take a minus 21 point favorite and they'll lose outright. It's crazy, bro.
I'll give you one right now that you can take it right now and hammer it. And I'm sure your boy Nick's not gonna like it. Vandy plus 17 against Mizzou.
Oh no.
Mizzou's 0-7 against the spread. They're terrible.
I love fading Mizzou. I love fading Mizzou. He's always like hyping up Mizzou train. I'm like, dude, like you got Mizzou always has the hypest like video football edits like before the game on Saturday, like the hypest shit. You'd think they're like fucking 12-0, dude. And then I always see it on my feed on TikTok. And at one time I literally commented about to get clapped by 30.
Yeah.
And then that comment got like 3,000 likes and they ended up getting clapped by 30.
Yeah, we're Mizzou alums too, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty, but
it's pretty rough. 17.5 though. It's Vandy's so bad.
Is that a lot?
I like it. I love it actually.
I
they're
don't know.
0-7 against the spread. They're 0-7 against the spread.
But it's Vandy, dog.
It's Vandy.
Vandy went on the road. Hey, Vandy went on the road and beat Colorado State earlier this year. I know it's not like
that's actually shocking.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, honestly, dude, I haven't looked too much at the college football slate, and I don't want to just. I did have OU minus 37.5 last week, and they almost lost to fucking Kansas, dude. Crazy. Like, see, I'm telling you, donations on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But Sunday, however, I was looking at the slate a little before this. I love the Bills. I think that's going to be an absolute dick down against the Dolphins.
We're Dolphins fans, so yeah.
You're
all aboard the Bills train this week, and they're going to hammer them.
Yeah.
I love that.
Tua stinks, man. He's terrible.
The Bucks minus 5 against the Saints. I feel like that might be a nuke lock. And I like the Cowboys minus 2.5. Seems kind of chalky, though.
You off 3 of my 5 picks I have this weekend on the NFL slate.
That's not good. Trust me, that is not good.
All right, so let me scratch those out.
No way those are going 3-0. If you expect those to go 3-0, figure it out because it's not going 3-0.
All right, Jarrett, you gave him your college football lock. I'm going to give him mine. And it is Michigan minus 4.5 against Michigan State.
Really?
Ooh.
Big game, dude. Michigan State. Michigan is 7-1 against spread, I believe.
Yeah, they're pretty wild this year.
And every game I bet on Michigan State, they make it a very big sweat. So I'm not going to do it this week. I'm going to go Michigan minus 4.5, and that's my college lock.
All right.
You don't like home dogs?
I don't.
I love home dogs. I actually like Michigan State in that game, so we have a little conflict there. But
wow,
I do like your picks, Trent. I mean, I do. The one that scares me in that one is the Cowboys. I feel like that might be a trap game for them.
2.5?
That's on the road in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to know. Everyone says this on my picks. I swear it always happens. Like whenever I have a team and their team they're playing is coming off a bye week, I want to know how impactful that is and how teams are against the spread are playing a team coming off a bye week. I want to know that. But the Cowboys are coming off a bye week, and I always get chirped like, "Oh, you're going to take a team coming off a bye week."
So you want to know how the Cowboys do off a bye, or how the Vikings do playing a team coming off a bye?
No, I want to know. I want to know both.
Uh-oh.
I want to know both.
All right.
I want to see how big of a factor that plays. But like, yeah, I could totally see Cowboys minus 2.5 being an absolute fluke trap.
Yeah,
but
like
I'm still gonna take
something that hey, well, that's like one of our number one rules. Always trust your gut. Like never go against something that you don't believe in. So,
but then
one
that
thing
I always say that shit, and then like last night I'll take the fucking T-Wolves because I stuck with my gut, and they shoot 22% from the field.
I was rooting for the mommy daddy parlay. I didn't do that parlay. I had the T-Wolves myself, just straight up, and I was like, God damn
bro,
it.
they couldn't hit shit.
No, and I was like, dude, Anthony Edwards been fire, nothing, absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, well, he came out and he blamed it all himself, though.
Good. He needs to give me my money back.
Yeah, dude, he needs to give me another mommy and daddy parlay redemption. That was bullshit.
No exactly. Shit. Fuck, man. Well, anyway, brother, we appreciate you hopping on here, giving us, a little podcast like us a shout out. Everyone, again, go download the Book It Sports app. Follow Trent on TikTok and Twitter at Book It with Trent, right? At Book It with Trent.
Correct.
And not
sir.
just Trent. Follow Book It on Twitter and on TikTok.
Yes, book it as well.
Follow everyone, the whole community. When we put this episode out, we'll tweet at them, so it'll be easy to find. But yeah, thanks for coming on, man. And yeah, it was a pleasure.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Take it easy. Awesome. Appreciate it, man. That was sick.
Thank you guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well,